Hello Taverners, how we doing? Welcome back to the Matchday Tavern. My name is Key, we are live for England, Ghana. The Three Lions against the Black Stars. Thomas Tuchel against Carlos Queiroz. And what's the chances of storms in this one delaying the game till 2 AM again, I wonder? Do we think there's a chance we might not be watching this one? Maybe it won't finish on the 23rd. Maybe it's going to go over into the early hours of the morning. I really hope not. How are we all doing in the chat? Good to see everyone. Let me just get my act together. Where are we? We're on her. Right. Yes, before we get stuck in, as always, big thank you, big shout out to friends of the channel, Oxford Natural. Oxford Natural's Optimum Day and Night Supplements, sponsoring the Matchday Tavern for the World Cup, for this game, for the rest of the tournament. If you're looking to shift the pounds and make yourself look wonderful, no, listen, that's the wrong message. If you're looking to get healthier, if you're looking to make yourself some more positive changes to get yourself feeling wonderful as we enter summer, that's what I'm looking to do. It's about up here, mind, body and soul, all that good stuff. If you're looking to make the right supplements, to make sure you've got the right fuel in you, to keep you on track, to stop those cravings, to give you the energy you need throughout the day, then Optimum Day is exactly what you need. And to make sure that you're well rested and recovering properly, so that, again, the day after, you're not... Because that's what happens, isn't it? You have a bad night's sleep, you wake up the next day, what do you crave? Junk. So resting, recovering, resetting is properly to make sure your body is prepared for a big day ahead. So Optimum Day, Optimum Night, the two stellar packages of Oxford Natural, and there's a number of fantastic supplements that they offer and a number of services that they offer as well. Go and check them out. Great bunch of guys. They are sponsoring the channel. They're getting great results for people like the people you're seeing on the right-hand side of me here. People like the lady there, Linda. People like Robbie from AFTV. People like KG. People like Michael Owen singing their praises. And I'm working on getting my own before and after shot as well. So, very gradual thing. It's not an overnight fix like all these things, but you know, your health is very important, and if you do want to take a look at it, then it's there in the description. Certainly not a miracle pill, but it's something that can help you along the way. Go and check it out. 70% off your first order, Key 70. Go and have a look at the wonderful stories, go and see if it's right for you, and go and show them some love. They're a great bunch of guys. Thank you very much, Oxford Natural. And with that said, let's get stuck into a very important game at the World Cup for Thomas Tuchel's Three Lions. It was a great result for them against Croatia, and they come into this one very much expectant. I thought they would be in their red kit. They're not. They're going to be in their white, and Ghana are going to be in their all yellow strip. That's annoying, because that means I got the thumbnail wrong. I hate that. I absolutely hate that. Right. Anyway, with that said, let's go through the lineups. Because we've got them in. And it is, for England, it is Jordan Pickford in goal. It's Reece James, Ezri Konsa, Mark Guéhi, Jed Spence, Elliot Anderson, Declan Rice, Noni Madueke, Jude Bellingham, Anthony Gordon, Harry Kane. Harry Kane up front, Gordon and Madueke either side of him. Bellingham, Rice, Anderson midfield. It's the same midfield as we saw the other day. For Ghana, it's Benjamin Asare in goal, Marvin Senaya at the back with Gideon Mensah in the full-back positions, Jerome Opoku and Jonas Adjeti. Jonas Adjeti is a big threat off set pieces. He's one to watch coming forward, the big number 4 for Ghana, the big centre-back. Watch out for him coming forward off set pieces. He was a big threat against Wales in a pre-World Cup friendly. Got his head on an awful lot. A young man in the middle, Caleb Yarenki, who an awful lot has been said about. He scored against Wales in that pre-World Cup friendly. Keep an eye out for him as well. He's been linked to Brighton. He's been linked to Liverpool. He's been linked to Man United as well. Caleb Yarenki. Currently playing for Nordsjælland in the Danish Superliga. Very talented boy. He's alongside Thomas Partey. Less said the better, and Kwasi Sibo in midfield, and then it's a front three of Inaki Williams, the older Williams brother, the one that chose Ghana, not Spain, Jordan Ayew at centre forward, and the danger man, surely the main danger man for Ghana tonight is going to be Manchester City's Antoine Semenyo. Okay. Right. Let me just get my act together here. Chat. Where is the chat? I don't think I've got the chat. There we go. I have got the chat. 3-star. Oh, God. I didn't know Jelly had been moved on. Has he been moved on permanently this time? I wasn't aware Jelly had been moved on. I saw he come back right at the very end of the last stream. Just as I was saying goodbye, I saw him come in. Oh, LA, there you go. There you go. What are we saying? Tom, good to see you. Yeah, good to see you back, Tom, by the way. I wasn't aware you were working away. But I was wondering where you'd gone to. Good to see you. Shell, lovely to see you. LJ, how's it going? Gooners Villain says Madweki Kane will score today. Rush Fowler, meat pie, sausage roll. Come on, England, we want goals. Will we get them, though? I have got England and over 1.5 today. Eccleston Mere, how are you doing? How are you going, sir? Good to see you. I am very good. Yes, looking forward to this one. And I need an England win. England and over 1.5, please. Stephen, how's it going? Ben Wambalo, England to win 3-0. I hit like on my way in. Lad, good lad. Good lad. That's what we want to see. More of that, please. England and over 1.5 must be awful odds. That it's actually not. No, it's nearly 1.6 I got. 1.6, pretty decent. Key, I've got to say, you're nuts for putting up with the heat in that studio. Must be sweltering in there. If I were you, I'd have sacked this off. It is hot. It is very hot. I have got an aircon blowing in the background, but it's... I mean, the studio lights, the lights behind me, it's certainly making it nice and toasty in here. The big worry, actually, I've got to have two fans on me. I've got an aircon unit, a fan on me over here, and I've got a fan just here pointed at the camera. Because I don't know if you remember, last season, this used to happen quite a bit. The camera used to overheat in here, and it'd just go off. And I had to, like, run over midstream, turn it off, turn it back on, and put the fan on it. Now I've got two fans, one specifically just pointing at the camera to cool it down. It's that hot. Welcome back, young sir. Very good. Hello, Key, and everyone in the chat. Just listen to Vindaloo to get in the mood. Well, I had World in Motion on earlier, so we're all ready to go. Two more watch-alongs tomorrow, by the way. We have got Switzerland versus Canada, which might well be the decider at the top of the group to see who tops that one. Bosnia v Qatar plays at the same time, but we are going to go with Switzerland-Canada in that one. And then we've got Brazil versus Scotland, which is an 11 PM kickoff. Hopefully you'll join me for that one. Brazil v Scotland could be very important. I think Scotland are pretty much already qualified anyway, but it's about who they qualify, where they qualify. Do they qualify as third placed? Or could they possibly sneak in ahead of Brazil if they were to get a win? Camera blurry, mate. Can't really hear you. You can't hear me. Go on, I'll turn the aircon off then. To be honest, it's not making a huge difference. As far as the camera being blurry, I don't know what that is. I would guess it's not. I think it might just be the light. Maybe it's the light. Doesn't seem to be that, does it? Don't know what it is then. Does seem to be. Do you know what? I think it might be a filter or something. Maybe I've put a filter on by mistake. Because when you're swiping across, it might have put a filter. Hang on, let me see if I can fix that. Because it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that 2 minutes ago. It wasn't like that for the last game. Right, effects. You don't want effects. Enhance, filters. None. Still looks a bit smoky, doesn't it? I don't know what to say. I don't know. I don't know why that's showing like that, because it wasn't before. Right, either way, there you go. That's about as good as you're getting for this one. It is what it is. Cheers, Ethan. Good to see you. Eddie, hey Key, watching from Namibia, Africa. Good luck, Ghana, but England are favourites. Good to see you. Good to see you, Eddie. Lots of love to Namibia. Scuba, did you check your camera fluid? Oh, no, it's not on here, mate. It's on TikTok. Sorry. It's on the other place. On here, it's fine. Crystal clear on here. I don't know if that's good or not. Here's Mark Gay. Bonali says, I want Ghana to win, but it's not looking good. And Jimmy says, did they shake Partey's hand or not? Honestly, I don't know. Maybe we can ask the chat. Eddie, LFC fan from Namibia. Yes. Good lad. Glad we've got an LFC fan in. Got lots of LFC fans in. Obviously, I'm a Liverpool fan, so fantastic to see you, mate. Lots of love to Windhoek. This charming Dan says, 2 fans, amateur. I've got 3. A big regular one, a cooling Urcon fan, and you put round your neck. Nice. I've got England first corner, England most corners, England and over 1.5. So I'd love it if we could get a cheeky start here. HGTXV says, why in the world does Gordon keep starting so he can run around aimlessly? I mean, is there a better option on that left-hand side? Do you really think... I mean, is Rashford really a huge upgrade on Gordon? I'm not sure he is. Who would you start? I'm not sure I would start anyone over Anthony Gordon. I think Anthony Gordon probably is England's best option on that left-hand side. Do you not agree? What do you think? Rashford, for me, I would say he's better. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Rashford, yes, definitely. Me and Barcelona disagree. And Thomas Tuchel, evidently. Me, Barcelona and Thomas Tuchel disagree. But fair enough, to each their own. Semenyo gives it off. All the way back now to a JT. Michi says 3-1 to England on this one. Did you hear about the witch doctor cursing England? Yes, I did actually. I heard there was a Ghana witch doctor who said that he was going to curse Harry Kane. He said he wouldn't hurt him, but he would make sure that he was ineffective against Ghana. How accurate that is, how much we can trust that, who knows. Lovely ball down the right-hand side. That's got to be a free kick, England, surely. No, Reece James wins it back. Here's Madweki. That's got to be a free kick, England. Got a yellow card on here as well. Well, I've got 2 yellow cards I've gone for. Billy says Gordon defends, though, and Sarah says Rashford scores. I mean, I think they both do, honestly. I think Rashford and Gordon, at their absolute best, can both score goals. Gordon's yet to really produce it for England in maybe the way that Marcus Rashford has. Marcus Rashford maybe shades of Bukayo Saka to some extent, in that he's maybe better for his international team than he has been for his club. Whenever Bukayo Saka plays for England, he tends to do well. Same with Rashford. Pete, I've got cataract, so it can be blurry to me, Key. I think it is a little bit blurry. I just don't know why on TikTok. I've not figured it out yet. Rice with the ball in, headed away. Out as far as Reece James. Rice back out to Madweki, and Madweki gives it away to Ayew, who's got Semenyo inside. And look who's getting back there. Anthony Gordon coming back to defend. Excellent work. Joe says Gordon shite. There's the least surprising view of the night from Newcastle fan Joe. He doesn't rate Anthony Gordon now. World beater last season though, eh, Joe? Lovely ball up the touchline. Here is Anthony Gordon. Unlucky. Good touch, that. Here's Madweki. Noni Madweki. A hesitation, really, to get down the touchline that he never had in previous games. Maybe Ghana defending quite wide here. Maybe they've recognised that that's where England will be will cause most damage. Lovely switch of play, that from Harry Kane. Excellent switch of play. Why have I got a horrible feeling that this game's going to finish like 0-0 or 1-0? And I've got everything resting on England and over 1.5. Absolutely everything resting on England and over 1.5. That's good football. Unlucky. Much better. Much, much better. Lovely switch over to Madwecki on this right-hand side. This is better. This is much better. This is what England need. Get it out to the wide areas. Lots and lots and lots. Anderson's strong arm in there. It's charming down. It's tipping it down there. The lucky bar stewards. Gay inside to Anderson. It's all one-way traffic, this. Again, we're looking at a game. Lots of games have taken this shape, haven't they, throughout the tournament? We've seen this many, many times where it's been one team sitting off, one team just kind of accepting that they're not going to get any more than a point, really, apart from maybe the occasional set piece they might be able to venture forward for. But as a general rule, Ghana coming here and setting up their stall and saying, come and break us down. Madwecki with the ball in. Too easy, that. Far too easy. And good football by Konza. And it's back with Madwecki. This is brilliant. Madwecki again on the right-hand side. Wonderful pass. Got to get it in. Oh, so unlucky. That's going to go out for a throw-in. That was much, much better. Come on, England. I need a goal in the first half. Let's get a goal in the first half, England. Desperately need this early goal. Hit like if you think that England are going to score in the first half. 86% of you said England win. It's probably less surprising. This is good football. From Gay out to Reece James. James into Anderson. England probing, but no end product yet. Jake, why are the lights purple? Don't know, just fancied purple. Have you any objection to them being purple? I just picked a light colour. There was loads of different light colours and I thought purple. I don't know why. We went red in the last game. Thought purple for this one. Free kick for England. Very, very central. Difficult one, this one. For them to get any sort of angle. Maybe they'll try something similar to what Portugal tried in the previous game, where it looked like Ronaldo was going to hit it from distance, and then he trots forward past the wall. Little dink over the top. Maybe we'll see a set-piece routine here for England. Get Rice on it. Well, Rice is over it, and here he is. Strike from Rice. Miles over the bar. Terrible. Terrible. The longer Ghana stay level, the more belief enters the match. That's, yeah, very true. They'll be quite happy with it at 0-0. And they'll be quite happy that after 14 minutes, England haven't had a shot on target yet. In fact, that's the first shot they've had. 14 minutes for the first shot. And it was miles over the bar from Declan Rice. They'll take this, no problem. They'll be delighted with this, Ghana. Oh, and now there's a collision. Harry Kane down with a head injury. Yeah, he did get one to the back of the head there. And they say he's better than Gerrard. Yeah, I don't think anyone... And no one seriously believes that, do they? Even the most deluded Arsenal fan doesn't think Declan Rice is in the same league as Gerrard. Kane down with a head injury. Terry's there. Don't know why the referee... Why is Harry Kane having a go at the referee here? What's he saying? "116th cap today for England. 3rd most for England." There you go. Hello, Julius. How are you? This is good football. Declan Rice wins it back. Better, much better. That's not a foul. Anthony Gordon. Gotta hit it. Elliot Anderson. Oh, cleared away. Good stuff. That's better. That's much better. I'm fine. I don't need to go off. Yeah, maybe, actually. Maybe it was that. Lovely switch of play over to Anthony Gordon. Cuts inside. He's got Sanaya, the young fullback, on toast there. Here's Jed Spence. Ball pulled back. Rice. It's going to be a corner kick for England. Andy says Chelsea linked with Atalanta left-back Marco Palestra. Yeah, Inter Milan have been chasing him as well. I think they've just put a bid in for Palestra. Chelsea need to get rid of a lot of players, don't they? Rumours about Enzo Fernandez to Real Madrid for 120 million. It's a lot of money. Here we go. Corner for England. 17 minutes in. Can we get our first goal? And will it be from a set piece? With Rice on it, you would think there's a chance. Headed away and cleared away. Here's Reece James on the far side. It's going to be a throw-in for England. We also need to replace Cucurella. You do. You do need to replace Cucurella. Well, you've got Hato there. And you could also bring Barco back, couldn't you? Barco's been in the Argentina squad. That says Reece James. Got to get the ball in here. This is good football. Stood up well. Excellent defending. A JT gets it away. That's not a free kick, ref. That's not a free kick. He's give it. Ghana free kick. Poor from Ezri Konza. Too easy, that. Barco isn't a Chelsea player. Strasbourg signed him from Brighton. I thought, yeah, I know if he's a Strasbourg player, he's a Chelsea player, isn't he? Indirectly. Pete, it's a shame Tony Curry is too old. We could have had Curry and Rice in the same team. Bagometh, why are English fans all booing Thomas Partey? I don't know, mate. I've no idea. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. So it says, no, Key, it doesn't work like that. Yeah, of course it does. If Chelsea own Strasbourg and Strasbourg decide they've got to play... I mean, that's basically what's happened with Omega. There's loads of players who've bounced between Chelsea and Strasbourg. Mike Penders is just about to come back from Strasbourg to Chelsea. He's going to be Chelsea's new number 1 next season. Any player who plays for Strasbourg can play for Chelsea, and it's a paper exercise, basically. Floated far post, unlucky. That's better. That's better. Billy says Reece James is proper quality, isn't he? Do you think so? I think he's never done it for England for me. I mean, I think Tuchel picks Reece James because he's familiar with him, because obviously he's aware of how Reece James plays, and Reece James is aware of how Tuchel wants him to play. He drifts inside, he can invert. Got a head injury at the minute. Tuchel's not happy with Bellingham. He's quite animated on the touchline with him. Needs more from him. 20 minutes in, we've not really seen an awful lot of Jude Bellingham. Poor quality match at the moment. England need to pick up the pace. They need to pick up the pace, and they need to be a bit more clinical when they get in and around the edge of the box. There's been a few chances for England to put the ball in. They've not bothered with it. Cheers, Gamer G. Thanks for that, man. Help a brother out. Tap the screen, hit the likes. Let's push it out to some more. It's been pretty slow. City of Northhill says Reece's fragile self will be out for 84 weeks off that. Oh, we've still got players down. I mean, to be honest, we've got players down for the head injury. I'm pretty confident we're going to have a hydration break in just a minute. Little overview on Ghana, the Black Stars. Carlos Queiroz was only hired on April the 13th as Ghana manager. 80 days to go. Otto Addo, who's been the manager who qualified, got Ghana to the World Cup. He qualified Ghana for the World Cup, but he was sacked despite qualifying. And they put Carlos Queiroz in charge. He's been known for managing at World Cups before. Carlos Queiroz with minnows, let's call it. Iran, he's managed at 3 World Cups with Iran, and he's also managed South Africa at a World Cup as well. People forget as well, obviously, we was talking earlier, I don't know if people were in the earlier stream where we were chatting about Ghanaian legends and we mentioned Abedi Pele. Abedi Pele is the father of Jordan Ayew. I don't know if you knew that. Jordan Ayew's dad is Abedi Pele, who used to play for Marseille, and, you know, really, really important player in Ghana's history. Many would consider him to be their all-timer. Obviously, no Mohamed Kudus in the squad was a big loss. Antoine Semenyo now seen as the next big star, but obviously needs to become a national hero, maybe a goal at the World Cup, and dragging Ghana through The chances are Ghana are going to be through no matter what happens in the next 2 games for them. The chances are they are going to be in the knockout rounds because they've won against Panama. But they topped the group in qualifying with 8 wins. And then everything kind of unravelled. They actually even failed to qualify for AFCON. So they were flying, and then something happened, and they failed to qualify for AFCON. That is what led to the sacking of Otto Addo. Lost 5-1 to Austria, 2-1 to Germany, sacked the coach. 3 Star says, this proves that the hydration break is for an ad break. Players taking a water break now. Refs told them in 2 minutes. That is the hydration break. Yeah. I mean, this is it. They'll have paid. They'll have had advertisers pay for that spot now, so they can't change it. Anfield Cop, hello champ, I'm back. Good to see you. 2-1, you're saying? Okay. 2-1 seems fair enough. Don't mind that at all. Oh, that's poor. That's poor. $26 gone. Honestly, might be one of the worst games we've seen this tournament, hasn't it? Pete says the African teams seem to sack their managers at weird times. There you go. We've got our hydration break sponsored by Powerade now. Important to remember, though, the thing with Ghana is they were one Luis Suarez handball and an Asamoah Gyan penalty away from being Africa's first ever World Cup semi-finalist. That is how close Ghana came to being Africa's history makers. It's probably the most painful near miss in African World Cup history, that one. Luis Suarez handball on the line, they get the penalty, and Asamoah Gyan smashes the crossbar in 2010. It was a massive moment in Ghana's history. They've not quite lived it down. Rashford should have started, says Andy. Anfield Cop says start, bench, reserve, sell. Diamond, Darman, Ahmad Rio. Oh my God. I would start Diamond, bench Rio, reserve Darman, sell Ahmad. Connor says a hydration break while the game was stopped for injured players for 5 minutes. Talk about a joke, Key. The thing is, they made it very clear that they're going to have these hydration breaks as an allotted thing, right? They're going to keep doing this, and they've already sold the advertising space, which it shouldn't be a surprise, and it isn't a surprise. I don't even know, says hello, Key, just checking on you. I'll be here when England inevitably win to dance on the England haters. Good stuff. And this is Morocco made semi-finals a few years later. Well, no, but that would have been, I guess that's my point, that would have made African history at the time. Kind of held in the same esteem that maybe Morocco are now. Mr. Al-Shamari, my 0-0 prediction still holding up. And my stupid England and over 1.5 prediction absolutely not holding up. Jude Bellingham is the youngest ever player to reach 50 caps for England. There's another record broken. How's it going, Shahid? Nothing special, mate, but just know I'm watching from Kenya. Lots of love to Kenya. Big up the Nairobi Army. Nairobi Barmy Army. Ghana are the world's second largest producers of cocoa. So chances are, if you're having a hot chocolate, if you're having some chocolate, cocoa has come from Ghana. They're also Africa's biggest producer of gold. That's why the British literally called Ghana the Gold Coast. Ezri Konza back to Pickford. Connor says Jude is almost a month older than me. I turned 23 on July 28th. His birthday is June 9th. And Andy said Jude Bellingham will beat Peter Shilton's record. Joe says, yeah, mate, I'm definitely having a hot chocolate in this weather. That, ironically, is the best thing you can have to cool you down. Hot drinks. Hot drinks, hot showers, cools you down. Worst thing you can have in this weather is a cold shower. Ice plunges, all that stuff. Terrible. Hot drinks, hot showers. It might not seem like it. You'll be a lot cooler when you get out. Pete says, I wonder what advert they put on during the much-needed hydration breaks. In the US, probably, I don't know. Spark plugs. Get your spark plugs at 555. I don't know. Just some weird American adverts. Whatever it, like commercial. Sorry, commercial. Commercial breaks. Let's call them what they are in America. Here's Semenyo. Good football. Harry Kane wins it back and the ref gives a free kick. That was soft. Very soft. Ultan. Cats that you can finance for €800 a week. Cars. Yeah, I know you meant... It was funny when you said cats. I know it was a typo, but it was funny. Ayew is... Why has he got that on his head? Is that from the first... Is that from when he went up with Harry Kane? JJ the DJ says Powerade, a sports drink. No, that's just who sponsors the hydration breaks in the stadium. It's not necessarily what adverts are played during the break. Obviously, in the US, we don't see them over here, but in the US, when there is a hydration break, they actually switch to commercial. So you'll see different adverts for different things coming on in that 2 minutes. Zara, did it start? It has started, yeah. It's England 0, Ghana 0, 32 minutes in. You can see the clock just up here. Is it up here? No, it's over here. Just over here. The clock is up here. England 0, Ghana 0, 33 minutes on the clock and counting. Key, 5 players have been sent off in World Cup finals. Can you name them? Honestly, probably not, no. Zidane. That's about it. Struggle after that. Madwecki, good run. Edge of the box, got to hit it. Too easy, that. Reece James, back to Bellingham. Got to be faster around the edge of the box here, England. Jed Spence. Bit slow. Madwecki. Cleared away. That's better. Madwecki wins it back. And Semenyo, good football. But he's very isolated here. And that's going to be a foul. Well played. JJ, they sponsor the break on Fox. $750k for the adverts daily. Wow. It's always Powerade then. Scuba says the Spanish language broadcast in the US doesn't run ads. So I started watching that and listening to Key. Hey! Love that. Connor says the rap on Ayew is from his collision with James. And 3 Stars says, I reckon there'll be another friendly discussion in the England dressing room at half time. I would imagine so. Yeah. Yeah, I would imagine so. Here's Anthony Gordon. First time we're really seeing him get at the full back. Got a good... better ball there for Anthony Gordon. That was much better. Anthony Gordon did well there. Much, much better. Up the Lions. Not up the Black Stars. Need Rodgers or Eze for this low block. I am suffering watching. Well, look at that. Passes completed. 242 to 32 in England's favour. 84% possession to 16% for Ghana. It's been entirely one-way traffic. Ghana aren't even interested in getting out their own half here. They're not bothered. They aren't interested at all. Rashford and Rodgers will be super subs. Well, they definitely need some super subs. England are going to have to use the bench here. It's not been good enough this first half. Been far too slow. Not been quick enough around the edge of the box. They've always tried to take the extra pass. They've not been brave enough either, I would say that. That's the other big thing I'm looking at, is Madueke and Gordon. Far too easy for them to cut inside on their stronger foot and pass it backwards. Can't do that. You've got to get to the byline and stand it up. It's been a couple of times, literally maybe two in the entire half where I've seen him do it. Here's Madueke against the fullback. Finally runs him. Gets to the byline. Stands it up. Header over the bar. That's what we need more of. That is what we need more of. Declan Rice header over the bar. First time really in a long time we've actually seen the fullback committed, the wingers going at them, stands it up. Thomas Tuchel will be applauding that. That's better from England. That is much, much better. It's all look at that. You can see how much he's applauding that. That's much better. Madueke and Gordon have to do that a whole lot more. It's not good enough, this. For 37 minutes, we've seen pass inside, too slow, pedestrian, not interested in going at the fullbacks. Every time we've actually got at the fullbacks, we've created inroads. Here's Reece James. Be good to see him use his crossing ability as well. Maybe see Bellingham getting into the area a touch more, because as it stands, it's Declan Rice getting in the area as much as Harry Kane. Pete says Arteta ball. Arsenal fans must be loving this. That's terrible. Again, Ayew wins it back. And Ghana knock it long. Far too easy. Here's Gueye. Konza. And it's going to be a free kick. Poor that. Very poor. We're not getting a goal in this first half. No chance. Be astonished if we get a goal in this first half. Long ball over to the right-hand side. Inaki Williams can't quite bring it down. It's Sanaya, sorry. Kane shot on target would do. I think the thing is, mate, Kane's such a clinical centre-forward. If he gets a shot on target, invariably it goes in the back of the net. You see Kane hitting the target an awful lot. So when he does finally get the ball out of his feet, it's a goal. So that's why if Kane... You're not really going to see Kane have a shot on target and no goals. His ratio from shots to goals are very, very good. Ayew wins it back. That's going to be another free kick. Elliot Anderson, sloppy work. Carlos Queiroz is asking for cards here. He's asking for cards. It's the only way, really, you're going to see Ghana start to put England under pressure, is maybe to get them down to 10 men. Queiroz giving it that. He's got to, they're saying, come on. It's the only way they're going to get it, is to try and get a mathematical advantage against England in this game. Sam, good to see you, Sam. How are you feeling about Wolves this season? High key, the heat is no joke. It's forecast to be 38 degrees for my location on Thursday. Yeah, it's pretty grim. A little bit easier for us in the northwest. Not much easier. It's still hot, but I think the further south you get, the closer you get to London, the more intense it gets. But hopefully you're keeping cool, mate. Ball forward, too easy. They'll defend that all day, Ghana. They'll defend that all day, every day. Lovely pass. Here's Gordon. What the hell is that? Offside. Garbage. Oh. Yes, Welsh. Good to see you, Welsh. How's it going? Truly dire first half, hasn't it? In every sense of the word, a truly dire first half. JJ says suffocating Ghana defence in the middle of the pitch. I mean, Ghana's defence just doesn't... They've not really been troubled. There's just... We are isolating their fullbacks. There's opportunities there for England if they want to. It just feels like they're playing too safe. Madweki. Ghana give the ball off. This is good football. It's 32 degrees here. This game ain't helping, says Welsh. This is a good press from England. Well done. Declan Rice left one on him there. That's going to be a yellow card, I'm sure. Yeah, yellow card for Rice. Silly from Rice. That's frustration. Sam says, I don't know yet. We've brought back Raul Jimenez and we got Trippier, but we need more signings. What do you make of the whole manager situation? I wanted to ask you about that. Obviously, it's been the end of the season. It's all kind of gone off. But what do you make of the manager situation and how that's gone down? Rob Edwards finding out, you know, via one of his family members seeing the post that they'd appointed a new guy. All a bit mad, that. Adam says, Rio would have been super for a game like this. Madweki's absolutely poo. I mean, I think in an ideal world, Madweki, there is a place for Madweki in the squad. I think he did wonderfully well in the first game. And, you know, in spite of me giving Anthony Gordon the benefit of the doubt, I've defended Anthony Gordon. I do think he's a good player. And I don't think Rashford would do a whole lot better. They're both broadly the same type of player on that left-hand side. Ideally, you would want to see Semenyo, keep him out. Good defending. Rice, get it away. He loses it so easily there, Rice. Loses it far too easily. Yeah, ideally you'd want Rio and Madweki on the wings. They'd both keep the fullbacks very honest, wouldn't they? This is going to be a foul. This charming Dan says this game has been so awful, it's actually making me angry. I think it's the heat. Goose Fraba. Connor says Reece James poor there. Yeah, weak from Reece James. Hard to make the case that Trent Alexander-Arnold wouldn't have been a better option at this World Cup from what we've seen out of Reece James so far. Here's Semenyo. If Ghana score here, honestly, I think they're winning. Don't see England getting back in it. It's a corner kick. Corner kick for Ghana. Very frustrating. Sam says, I actually think it's a bad decision. And very disrespectful how Rob found out. Rob would have had more chance to get us back up. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's how I kind of feel about the Areola thing, to be honest. Increasingly wanted Slot to stay. I thought Areola, I think he's a good manager, and I'll certainly give him the benefit of the doubt. I want to be wrong. But I think frustration that the club have bowed to fan pressure that didn't really need to be done. Don't think it drastically improves us. It's quite funny, actually, seeing a lot of people, a lot of Liverpool fans, you know, big content creators in the Liverpool fan space who were saying very, very aggressively and fervently, Arne Slot, get him gone, get him sacked. And now what are they saying this summer? Oh, well, there's rumours Liverpool are only going to try and sign 3 or 4 players. That's not good enough. We need about 7 or 8, maybe even 9. How can you say those two? How can they make this? They got that can't exist at the same time. It cannot exist at the same time. We need 8 or 9 new players, but Slot should have done better with what he had. Michael Hinchley, Alan Boring Shearer. What a biased pundit. Doesn't like anything going against cheating England. Who's your team, Michael? Andy says Trent made defensive mistakes too. Oh, he did. No doubt about that. It's going to be a corner for England. 45 minutes. Bellingham bringing it down, but not quite able to get it under his spell. Stupidly, I had a goal in the first half. How many minutes added on at the end of this first half? What are we saying? 3 at a push. Obviously, you have the hydration break, so generally there's about a minute or 2 added on for that. We've not had any changes. We've maybe had a couple of stoppages. Maybe it's 3 or 4, actually. How many minutes added on, folks? What are we saying? About 5 or 6, says Adam. It is 6. It's a lot more than I thought. 6 added minutes. Declan Rice with a corner for England. Out swinger. Right-footed. Poor. Very poor. And Ghana clear it. Dreadful. Absolutely shocking. England's attack is a bit dead apart from Kane, says Callum. I mean, it's not just Kane. It's how they're getting the ball into this. I don't think it would make a difference, really, if you changed the centre-forward or put another centre-forward on. I really think England need to change up the... I think Bellingham needs to come off. I think Gordon needs to come off. I think I'd leave Madueke on. Yeah, I would leave Madueke on. I think Rashford for Gordon is probably a decent move. Gordon hasn't done enough from an attacking point of view. And to some extent, that is as a result of Ghana as well. They've doubled up on that side and they've allowed the ball. The ball has constantly come down this right-hand side. They've funneled England to the right-hand side. Maybe that's because they know that they'd rather have Madueke get it than Gordon get it. So they've almost pointed England in that direction, haven't they? Kobbie Mainoo. Don't think Kobbie Mainoo makes a drastic difference to this team. Obviously, with Declan Rice on a booking, you might start thinking about bringing Kobbie Mainoo on. Or another central midfielder. You know, if Declan Rice is going off, maybe you think about bringing someone like Henderson on. Or maybe Nico O'Reilly, putting Nico O'Reilly in midfield and asking him to do a touch more. Leon, good to see you. Absolo says England 1, Ghana 2. LFC Matt, Rashford or Rodgers for Gordon. Watkins for Jude. Go 2 up top. The old Mike Bassett. 4-4-2. Bona Lee says Southgate's so terrible he can't even get the Tongan job. Has he gone for the Tongan job? That wasn't a word he had. Creed says Ghana playing for a draw since minute 1. I mean, is there anything... I guess there's nothing wrong with that. Ghana, you know, they're not going to come out and try and play England at their own game. They haven't got the players to do that. So they're sitting deep. And this is what Carlos Queiroz teams have always done. He did this with Iran at 3 World Cups. He did this with South Africa when he managed them at the World Cup as well in 2010. This is what Carlos Queiroz teams are about. Here's Harry Kane in the box. Strike! Corner kick. That's the first real opening, really. And we've got 3 minutes to half-time. Big block from Ghana. Harry Kane in the penalty area. On his left foot, his weaker foot. But deflects wide. This Charming Dan says, to be honest, you could take any of them off as they've all been pretty shite this half. Yeah, I think that's a first shout. 3 Star says we need Morgan Gibbs-White to come on at half-time. Oh, wait, Tuchel decided not to pick him. Again, you couldn't really make a case that Gibbs-White wouldn't have influenced this game either, could you? I think he would have done. Dan Burn needs to come on quickly. He'll make things happen. Dan Burn on set pieces. Maybe Harry Maguire too. Magnus, hello mate. Long time no see. Good to see you. Clip says, at least Morocco, USA, Ivory Coast all play football. We want teams like Ghana knocked out. Ooh. Here's Bellingham driving into the area. Got to give it off here. Selfish. Poor from Bellingham. It's good football. But just in the key moment, doesn't quite get it off. George, I think Ghana is what people think Arsenal are. Ghana are piss poor. Arsenal at least show something at the front, kind of. I wouldn't go that far. I mean, listen, you know, it's 80% to 20% in terms of possession. That is basically the Champions League final. It really is. This is basically what you saw in Arsenal PSG. For all we're saying Ghana have been dreadful and shown no ambition going forward, yeah, I mean, if we're comparing the two, there is to some extent a comparison. Magnus says, Norway are winning the World Cup. Do you support England? I wouldn't go as far as saying I support England. No. I don't mind if England win. I won't lose any sleep if England go out. Doesn't bother me. I'm not heavily invested in England, I'll say that. I don't want them to lose though. I don't hate England or anything like that. I'm not fussed. Charlie Mayer, who do you support? I'm a Liverpool fan, mate. This charming Dan says we only need Dan Burn on if there's a power cut in the stadium. He can hold a torch in his mouth and be a mobile lamppost. Magnus, you're supporting Norway from now on. Why not? Actually, if I was supporting anyone, my heritage is Swedish. I have 12% Swedish blood in me, allegedly. There you go, half-time. Harry Kane's having a word with the ref, saying he's getting a bit of a kick in, to be honest. Charlie Mayer, thoughts on the new manager? Iriola, I didn't really want him. I didn't really want a change of manager full stop, if I'm dead honest. Whoa, 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 Jude Bellingham, they're having a bit of a kick up here. There's a bit of a fight going on. Ghana and England, they're having words here at half-time. Jude Bellingham said something. Morgan Rogers dragging him off the pitch. Handbags. Handbags. Here we go. Right, here we go. Half-time quiz, courtesy of Welshwing. Half-time quiz is the top 20 English central defender goal scorers in EPL history. There you go. English central defender goal scorers. Right. John Terry, I would imagine. Magnus, did you watch Norway-Senegal yesterday? What did you think about the match? It was a great performance, wasn't it? Again from Norway. Secured the qualification and might actually still yet get group winners. Right, so let's have a little look. The top 20 English goal-scoring centre-backs, we said. Maguire is 12th. Okay, Maguire is 12th. Jagielka is 7th. Keane, Michael Keane is 6th. Sweet baby Jesus. Michael Keane is 6th. City of Northfield, dreadful. If this is how they play, it's coming nowhere near home. John Terry is 1st. Yeah, that's no surprise. Sol Campbell, maybe? Sol Campbell, for talking centre-backs. Top scoring English centre-backs in Premier League history. That's the half-time quiz. That's the half-time question. If you want to join us for it, can you name the top 20 English centre-back goal scorers in Premier League history? Got to be centre-backs, they've got to be English. And who scored the most? John Terry is 1st, Michael Keane is 6th, Jagielka 7th, and 12th is Harry Maguire. Sol Campbell is 5th. David Unsworth is a good shout. David Unsworth took penalties. I would imagine Unzi's in there. Unzi's probably going to be in the top 5, I would think. Tarkovsky. Yeah, Tarkovsky scored a few. Van Dijk, I'm sure Van Dijk. Unsworth was traditionally midfield. Questionable. Okay, fair enough. We'll leave that one. Tony Adam, Lewis Dunk, Van Dijk, all very good shouts. I like those shouts. We'll see. Harry Maguire, we've got Magnus. Yeah, Harry Maguire is 12th. Dunk is 8th. Good shout, whoever said Dunk. Lewis Dunk. Where's Virgil van Dijk in there? Martin Skirtle used to always score quite a few goals. Sammy Huppier used to... Oh, I don't know why I'm saying these... Why do I keep saying them like they're not English? What am I saying? Come on, Key. Wake up. Matt Elliott. Was Matt Elliott English or Scottish? I thought we just said English. We did. It's I've lost my head. Mark Gay's 21st. Mark Gay's 21st. Fikayo Tomori. Sorry, I apologise for confusing people. Esri Konza. English centre-back goal scorers. Oh, that is a very good question. Matt Elliott was right back. No, he wasn't. Matt Elliott, the Leicester centre-back. Behave yourself. He was never a right back. But I think he was. I don't even think he was English, was he? No, he played for Scotland anyway, so it doesn't matter. But he was definitely a centre-back. Yeah, I think he did. Let me just check. Did he play for England? Did he play for Scotland? Sol Campbell, Steve Bruce. Steve Bruce is probably not a bad shout. Upson. Upson is 20th. Good shout. Dave Watson. What about Lescott? Lescott is another English one. Steve Bruce maybe. Lescott's not a bad shout. Cahill. Gary Cahill is second. Another Chelsea centre-back. Anton Ferdinand. Bruce is 17th. Anton Ferdinand, did he score that many? Rio certainly did. I'd think Rio would be in there. Maybe Rio and Anton are in there. Keown's not a bad shout, yeah. Keown. Ruddock. Lescott is third. Nice. Okay. Jolyon Lescott is third. Jared Branthwaite. Mark Wright. John Scales. Michael Dawson. Mad Dog Josh says that was the worst first half I've ever watched. It was bad. Rio was 18th. Okay, Rio Ferdinand was 18th. Yeah, Keown and Adams. What about Keown and Adams? Not Ledley King. Dan Burn. Are we considering Dan Burn a centre-back? I mean, he's playing a left-back. It's not Tony Adams. Not Tony Adams. Interesting. Okay, if it's not Tony Adams, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. People are saying Dawson, Michael Dawson, Craig Dawson maybe. Craig Dawson was another one. Did he end up playing for Scotland or Ireland, him? So many who end up changing over at the end, towards the end of their career. Ben Mee, Stephen Taylor, yeah. Ryan Shawcross. I like Ryan Shawcross. Yeah, Mee is 15th. Ryan Shawcross is a great shout. Great shout, Adam. I like that. Chris Smalling. Craig Dawson is 4th. Well, Adam's saying Craig Dawson was Northern Ireland. We might be changing this to British. Craig Dawson. Yeah, no, he's not. He's not Northern Ireland. He's not. I've got to give that one to Welsh wing. Shawcross is 13th. Good shout. Well done. Les Dawson. Chris Smalling. It's not Carragher. It's definitely not Carragher. Paul Staxy Thirsk says put EastEnders on. It'll be a better watch. I can't even disagree with you, Paul. This charming Dan, I'd like a check on that David Unsworth call, Mr. VAR. I remember him being mostly a left-sided centre-back or a left-back. But I'll bow to the quizmaster. Southgate is 9th. Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, I would have had Unzi as a centre-back who occasionally played left-back, but he did play in midfield as well. Either way, quizmaster's always right. Chris Smalling, Phil Jones. Phil Jones scored a few. Yeah, Phil Jones scored a few. We've already got Jagielka. So far, we've got Gay, Upson, Rio Ferdinand, Bruce, me, Ben Me, that is, Shawcross, Maguire, Southgate, Dunk, Jagielka, Keane, Campbell, Michael Dawson, Craig Dawson it was, Lescott, Cahill, and Terry. Tompkins is 14th. James Tompkins. Some fantastic names. What about, what was his name? Ginge. What was Ginge's name at West Ham? What was his name? Ginge. They called him Ginge and I can't remember his name. He played in the Prem for ages, him. Ginge. It's definitely him. He'll be in there. Collins. Yes. Oh, he was Welsh. He was. Fuck. So close. Johnson. So that would be Roger Johnson, maybe. Ugo Ekiog is not a bad shout. Yeah, Ugo Ekiog's not a bad shout at all. Ian Taylor. No, Ian Taylor was he was a midfielder, I think, wasn't he? But Ugo Ekiog's not a bad shout. Rasta, Key, me and you for centre-back. Yes, I'll take that. Ugo Ekiog is 19th. Well done, folks. Well done. United Legacy says Cobby needs to come on, I think. I wouldn't disagree with that. Magnus says Glenn Johnson. Glenn Johnson, a right back. Yeah. Weatherall. Weatherall is a good shout. David Weatherall scored for Leeds quite a few times. Scored a famous goal for Bradford against Liverpool. Have we had a verdict on Dave Watson yet? Dave Watson scored a whole lot of goals. I would imagine he's in there somewhere. S. Martin. John Terry we've got. Yeah, we've got Gay, Upson, Ekiog, Rio Ferdinand, Bruce, Ben Mee, Tompkins, Shawcross, Maguire, Southgate, Dunk, Jagielka, Michael Keane, Sol Campbell, Craig Dawson, Jolyon Lescott, Gary Cahill, and Terry. David Weatherall is 11th. Well done. This is fantastic work. Loving this. It's a great quiz as well, Welsh. We've got 2 more left to get by my knowledge, by my count. Not Dave Watson. Gary Pallister. Gary Pallister. Why have we not said Gary Pallister? We said Steve Bruce earlier. I'm astonished we didn't have Gary Pallister. I'm trying to think of more centre-backs from like back then. You had Adams, you had Keown. I think we said no to Keown, didn't we? So if it's not them, then you're looking at other centre-backs from around that time. There was a load of English centre-backs around that time. Ruddock, maybe. Did Neil Ruddock get a few? Levi Colwill. Yeah, Ruddock's probably not a terrible shout. From what I can see, we've got 2 left. I don't know if that tallies with you, Welsh. We've got 2 left to get. Number 10 and number 16, I believe. Pallister is 16th. There you go. Right, so then we're just waiting on number 10, which means we're looking for a player who scored more centre-backs. An English centre-back who scored more goals in Premier League history than Harry Maguire, more than Rio Ferdinand, more than Gary Pallister. This has got to be an absolute all-timer. An English centre-back who scored more. We've said Michael Keane. We've said Lescott. Only one left now is 10th. This is a great quiz. This is a real thinker. I've got to say, it's a real thinker. Struggling with this one. It's a very, very good quiz. Thinking centre-backs from like early in the days. That's when it's going to be like There was English centre-backs were prevalent in the early to mid-90s. That's when, and you would have had lots of top centre-backs around, or at least the top clubs would have had English centre-backs, predominantly. Ledley King, I think we've said. Trying to think of Liverpool centre-backs. Mark Wright, I think we said, didn't we? Phil Babb was Irish. Ruddock, we've said. Julian Dix played for us for a little bit. He was for West Ham for a while. It's not Woodgate. Broden says, I find it weird they dedicated a half-time segment to Noni Madueke, criticising him when the whole team have been mediocre and he's been a bright spark. Not without his flaws, but he was promising. And do you know what? I would say the same, Broden, about him in the in the first game as well. I thought he was very promising against Croatia and probably our best player in the first half. And we spent, and myself included, I've got to say, we was all wrong in the chat. We all, really, really had a pop at Madueke being picked. We were all surprised he was picked against Croatia. And we said we didn't think he was a good choice. We would have gone with someone else on that right-hand side. Maybe Saka or maybe stuck Rodgers out there, or maybe had Eze and have him drifting in. Either way, it would have been a better choice. Anyone better than Madueke. He's a kind of a much maligned figure, but yeah, I agree. Not without his flaws, but certainly promising. He was England's only outlet in that half, and it's a very low bar, admittedly. It wasn't great, but I think Madueke was fantastic. Fantastic's probably a stretch. Let's not say fantastic. He was the best of a bad bunch. Crystal Palace. Scott Dan. It's Scott Dan, isn't it? It's Scott Dan. It's got to be Scott Dan. Oh, Scott Dan. Crystal Palace centre-back, Scott Dan. Bugger. I like that. That was a good quiz. I like that a lot. Top 20 English GS centre-backs. Top 20 English goal-scoring centre-backs in Premier League history. That was a wonderful quiz, that, Welsh. Fantastic. Really enjoyed that. Good work. We had Matthew Upson 20th, then it was Hugo Ekiog, Rio Ferdinand, Steve Bruce, Gary Pallister, Ben Mee, James Tompkins, Ryan Shawcross, Harry Maguire, David Weatherall. Then it was Scott Dan. Then it was former England manager Gareth Southgate at 9th. Lewis Dunk at 8th. 7th was Jagielka. 6th was current Everton legend Michael Keane. Number 5, Sol Campbell. Number 4, Craig Dawson, who just seemed to score every week for Hull and West Brom and played on till he was about 49. 3rd was Joleon Lescott, again, who was, in my opinion, I actually think Joleon Lescott was maybe more dangerous off set pieces in a concentrated period of time. He didn't have the longest career in the way that Terry and Gary Cahill did, but Joleon Lescott, for that one period, every time he went up for a corner, whether it was for Everton or Man City, he was wonderful. He was a fantastic asset on set pieces, Lescott. And then it was Gary Cahill, and then it was John Terry. Adam says, I'm going to sleep if it changes in 15 minutes. Boring bunch of bar stewards. Right, excellent work. Let's change the ticker back to tomorrow's games, just to keep people updated on what we're going to be doing tomorrow night. We've got Switzerland versus Canada, an 8 p.m. kickoff, followed by Brazil versus Scotland. Scotty Botland tomorrow against the Samba Boys from Brazil. Can Scotland get a result, an unprecedented result? Can they do what England can't do here and actually score a goal? But yeah, love that. Great work. Really, really thoroughly enjoyable quiz. Thanks again, Welsh. Putting me to shame, as always. Right, Ghana about to get us underway for the second half. We timed that perfectly well as well. Timed it perfectly well and we're off and underway. They pump it long, Ghana. Are we going to get a goal in this second half? It's been dull. It's been drab. There's been very few chances. Very few even attempts at chances. I mean, it's, I'd love to see England shoot more. I'd love to see England really have a go more. It's been so passive, hasn't it? I've got England and over 1.5. It's never looked further away. I don't think England get over 1.5 here at all. I'll be absolutely astonished. I'm looking for a totally different England side to come out this second half. Totally different side. Scuba, special mention to Keith for Van Dijk. Got to give the nod there. It was a great shout, wasn't it? It was a bullseye when it left here. Adam says neighbours out trimming his front garden at this time. Going to be a riot here. Pete says, was Tarkowski on the my other half phone and I missed it? No, Tarkowski was not on there. Make sure you drink plenty, Key, please. Thank you, Shell. I've got it right here. We're all good. That's a foul, referee. Come on. Yeah, no Tarkowski on there. By the way, people, there's 50-odd of you in the chat at the minute. There's only 30-odd likes. Can you do me a favour? Can you hit like while we're watching this? Can you hit like for me? You'd massively be helping a brother out. If you've not already, hit like. Help me push this out to more people. Help us hit the magic 1,000 number by the end of the tournament. That's the goal. Trying to break 1,000 by the end of the tournament. It's an ambitious one. But we'll see. We'll see if we can do it. Atletico Madrid are to file an official complaint against Barcelona for their approach to Julian Alvarez. Club CEO Gil Marin says our responsibility is to defend the interests of Atletico, so we're going to file a complaint with FIFA against Barcelona for negotiating with a player under an active contract. Ghana down the left-hand side here. It's Semenyo versus Bellingham. He's got him where he wants him. Great tackle that from Bellingham. That's brilliant. That's phenomenal from Bellingham. That's just what you want from Jude. Ghana are actually showing a little bit more in this second half, aren't they? They're starting to push forward. Here's Elliot Anderson. Bellingham gives the ball away. Cheaply. Far too cheaply. Needs better from this England side. Shahid says, Key, any more news on Jan Diamand? Yeah, apparently there's breaking news today that said Liverpool had agreed personal terms with him. Again, these things are all done through agents and whatnot. So it's all done unofficially. Agents, brokers, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, apparently Liverpool have agreed terms with Jan Diamand. So if and when Liverpool do manage to agree something with RB Leipzig, then the agreement is a formality. Rasta says Ghana for the win. The Oracle Rasta has spoken. Ghana are in. Must be. Oh, I tell you what. First big chance of the game and it's not gone England's way. It's not England who are making the chances here. Second half, Ghana have come out like an absolute bullet out of a gun. And it was Sanaya, the right back, who flew forward. They've got a pair of fullbacks, Ghana, who play for Auxerre. Gideon Mensah and Sanaya both play for Auxerre in France. They're my team in France, Auxerre. That's how I know about them. They're very, very good at getting forward. And he gets well there. Anthony Gordon probably should do a whole lot better than he does, to be honest. Liquid Laser, it's funny how these stories come out. I was on X joking that these rumours of club interest coming out and the club's missing out, having egg on their face in spite of no involvement. And then these legal proceedings, stories of transfer rumours started dropping. So spicy. Spence. Into Gordon. It's patient from England, but it's not going to work. They're so organised, Ghana. So organised. Over to the right-hand side. Julius says, break-in, Spence refused to shake hands with Party. I haven't seen that. Or I didn't see that anyway. Thomas says, Key, who's your favourite England manager? Oh, my favourite England manager. I mean, I'll be honest, I really liked Terry Venables. I really liked it when Terry Venables was in charge. I wasn't a massive fan of Glenn Hoddle, and I wasn't really a huge fan of Kevin Keegan and how... I like Kevin Keegan as a fella, as a Liverpool legend. He was a great player and a great guy, but I don't necessarily think he was a brilliant manager, Keegan. Or a brilliant tactician, really. Oh, here we go. This is not good. This is an opportunity for him to put the ball in, Ghana. England getting really complacent here. Yeah, so I liked Venables. I like Venables a lot. I like Sven. I think I'd go with Sven. Yeah, Andy's saying Sven as well. I would say Sven was my favourite England manager. I liked a lot of them. Sven and the earlier ones, certainly. I liked Venables. I liked Sven. And then after that, maybe it would have been Keegan. Maybe. Oh, maybe... I mean, I don't know. I didn't really dislike Southgate. Can't really deny that Southgate got us to finals and whatever, so... Hated Capello, to be honest. Capello, it just felt like it was a waste, wasn't it? It felt like we had so much talent and it was just a massive waste. That was a silly foul, ref. Come on. It's a silly foul. Very poor. Bobby Robson says Shahid. See, Bobby Robson, again, before my time, I've got to say, Bobby Robson was an absolute gent and a wonderful manager, but before my time, so I can't really appreciate Bobby Robson. Or Graham Taylor, for that matter. I can't tell you that. That's another foul and a yellow card. Come on, ref. No. Get him booked, ref. Get him booked. Rasta says Real Madrid are in for Hincapié. Behave. Real Madrid in for Hincapié. Why would they need Hincapié? Hey, they've got Cucurella. They've got Mendy. They don't need Hincapié. And they've got loads of centre-backs coming out their ears. Kanate, Hyson, Rudiger. Militao still there. They don't need... The last thing they need is centre-backs and left-backs. They don't need it. And Hincapié is nowhere near good enough for Real Madrid. Nowhere near. Magnus says, I hope Norway are meeting this England team. If they're playing like this, what happens? I mean, in the nicest possible way, I think, Norway wouldn't play like this, would they? I think England probably suit teams that will come out and have a go, and maybe the teams that sit off and hit on the counter-attack are the ones that England will struggle against. So, Ghana could sucker punch here. They could sucker punch England. But I think England will fare well, or fare better maybe, against teams like Norway Sweden, Japan, maybe Netherlands, maybe even Germany. They won't be good enough against France. They won't be good enough against Spain. I think they'll do well against teams like Senegal. I think Morocco would do England. I genuinely think England would be done by Morocco. And that's not even necessarily to say player for player, I think England are much better. But Morocco are so good defensively. And they almost play exactly this way, exactly the way that Ghana are playing, but they play it so perfectly. They play through the line so quickly, and they've got pace in attack, haven't they? Vuyo, what subs would you make? What subs would I make here? I think I would take Spence off. I would take Gordon off. Here is Gordon. Here's Bellingham. Out to the edge of the box. Madweki. Chance off the line, was it? Not quite. This is better. Here's Anthony Gordon. Hit it. Strike. At the keeper. Good save. First time we've stung his palms. First time. Pete says Sven allowed the wags. He probably thought his luck was in. Andy says if Cape Verde can draw with Spain, we can beat them. It's not the same thing though, is it? I mean, again, England aren't going to play the way Cape Verde did. England are going to have to come out and play a bit harder. Eze and Rodgers now, please. What changes would you make? Let me know in the chat. What changes would you make at this point? If you're Thomas Tuchel, you're looking at this team, you're looking at the problems we're seeing, what changes are you making to try and affect some sort of positive action in this England team? Are you putting two up front? Anthony Gordon should be taken off for Marcus Rashford, says Samuel. Well, here is Anthony Gordon. Plays it down the left for Rice. Rice, one of the furthest forward for England yet again. He's on a yellow card though, so he's got to be careful how heavily he goes in. That's better. Madweki. Good defending from Ghana and cleared out for a throw-in on the far side. Man, get Rashford on. I am half asleep. That's going to be a free kick, is it, ref? No, he wins it back. Well done. And now England counter. Urenki went down too soft there. Now Ghana got a bit of defending to do. Gordon's got Bellingham with him. What is that, Anthony Gordon? I think that's where Tuchel's going to look at Gordon and go, come on. Need better there from you. Andy says, get Declan Rice off too. Just charming down the changes I'd make. The bloody channel if this one doesn't pick up. Game like this needs Foden or Palmer. Yeah, couldn't disagree with that. I think you're looking at Rodgers and Eze really as the two on the bench, aren't you? Maybe Saka. Maybe it's worth bringing a full sort of Saka for Madweki, because Madweki's not really getting that joy down there now. Anthony Gordon for Rodgers maybe. And maybe put Eze on for Bellingham. See if we can get any joy. I think that's going to be a free kick for England. Big John says criminal Gibbs White not selected. Again, hard to argue that Gibbs White wouldn't have made a difference here. I think he certainly would have done. Oh, yeah, that was naughty, wasn't it? Definitely left a bit on Gordon there. Foden and Palmer were needed. Inaki Williams booked for Ghana. Rashford actually deserves minutes, to be fair, says Tube you using. Well, it's a free kick for England. And it's basically where the corner flag is, a little bit out, which you would think would suit Rice. 60 minutes on the clock. It's usually about this time for changes. Nigel Stannard, got any matchsticks? Far post here. Anderson. Oh, that was the chance. That was the moment. It's going to be a corner for England on the far side. Elliot Anderson, huge chance there. Lovely piece of play. I think that was a set piece, wasn't it? Rice plays it far post. And Anderson with a free header. Heads it straight at the Ghana defender. Liquid Laser, there's not a lack of options on the bench, but I think 4-2-3-1's pretty predictable with a low block. That's a first shout. Need better. Desperately need better. Callum says, Key, you'd do better than Gordon. Hey, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? I'm an athlete. Here we go. Corner for England again. Right-footed Rice outswinger. Magnus says Barcelona could have bought Rashford for half the price of Gordon. Rashford's way better. Edge of the box. Anderson over the bar. Too easy. Again, we're relying on set pieces. Yeah, listen, Anthony Gordon was certainly worth double on... Well, not worth, but they paid double what Rashford would have cost from a transfer fee perspective. But it's also worth noting that Anthony Gordon's on half the wages of Marcus Rashford. You're probably looking at about 150 grand for Gordon. Rashford on 350 grand a week plus at Man United. So, you know, you're talking a big old drop in wages for Barcelona, and maybe that's preferential to them from a financial perspective. It's much easier to stretch the cost of a transfer fee across the duration of a contract, whereas if you're tied into paying that amount every week for a contract, it's a lot from a cash flow perspective. And Barca aren't blessed with great cash flow. They seem to be giving... Is that a free kick? It is. Free kick for England. Thomas Partey. Bad tackle, that one. Not to trivialise the execution of the low block, of course. It is rather tedious, though, isn't it? But I get what you're saying. Harry Kane brought down there by Thomas Partey. 63 on the clock. England to win and over 1.5. That was my stupid decision. And I don't believe for 1 second, unless England can score one in the next 15 minutes, I don't believe we had a second. Why the hell is Madueke there? Tuchel's taking the piss. I think Madueke's probably been England's best player this tournament. Genuinely. I mean, it's been a low bar, but he's been the only one doing anything. Rice floats it in. Again, too easy for Ghana to clear it. Gordon. Strike over the bar. Again, far too easy. Get Gordon off. He hasn't done anything, says Gillette. Magnus says Madueke over Foden and Palmer. Palmer's injured, needs surgery. So the reason Palmer's there is not necessarily form, it's fitness. And yeah, Foden, again, spent a lot of the time on the bench. So I think Tuchel would have found it very difficult to pick Phil Foden. And especially, you can't really pick Foden over Madueke. It wasn't a case of Foden or Madueke. Madueke is an alternative on that right-hand side. Foden would never have played there. Anfield Cop. Can someone kindly remind Harry Kane that Messi, Mbappe, Haaland and Ronaldo have scored braces? Kane needs to step it up, doesn't he? Callum says Ghana will score on the break probably. I did say last week Croatia were dreadful. This game's proving me right so far. It's just been so disappointing from England, hasn't it? So flat. Jack plays. This ref has been atrocious, by the way. Well, it's Saka and Nico O'Reilly. They're the first two changes for England. I wonder who for. Saka and O'Reilly to come on. Who for? Who are we saying? O'Reilly, you would imagine maybe for Spence. Maybe for Rice. Rice is on a booking. Not had too much joy, Declan Rice. And, you know, they might just be thinking about him. If England get caught with a booking, he gets sent off, then all of a sudden the game changes, doesn't it? The whole picture changes. Maybe Rice comes off here for O'Reilly. I do wonder. Reece says, that's it. Starboy Saka's coming on. Starboy. Jack says we need to... Sorry, Jake. We need to win to qualify for the round of 32. No, we don't. No, even 2 losses for England gets England through. 2 losses would put England through. Although, no, it wouldn't actually, would it? Because Panama would finish ahead of us. Football Talks. What games are you doing tomorrow? You can see them if you Go to the channel homepage, mate. They're always there. The day's games, the day after. There's also a big bar just here that tells you the games tomorrow. Magnus says, I hope Tuchel never gets sacked. It's never coming home with him on the bench. 66 minutes on the clock. Connor says, bad game. It's not been a very entertaining game. I think we can say that. Mike Fozzard, this game's boring. Yeah, it's not been brilliant, has it, Mike? Yep, Gordon off. Gordon goes off for England. Couple of big changes. To be honest, it's not long. We've got another hydration break, and it's kind of the worst thing you would want from an England perspective. Jed Spencer's gone off for O'Reilly, a bit more of an attacking left back, and Anthony Gordon off for Saka. You would imagine that means Madueke goes over. Oh! Free kick. Pickford's been clattered. Semenyo's claiming here that there might be a... do you know what? I think England could be in trouble here. Semenyo's screaming at the referee. If he's onside here, I think Pickford could be in trouble. Oh, hey. I think Pickford's in trouble here. I think Pickford might be in trouble. He's not going to get a red card, but I think that's a free kick. He comes out, gets none of the ball. I mean, I guess the Ghana player gets a fair bit of the goalkeeper as well. Yeah, it's just a collision. Neither of them get it, to be honest. Looked like for a moment there, like it was going to... like it was going to be maybe a free kick. Scuba, I'd like to see Eze get on. I think a fair few people would like to see Eze at this point. Any sort of forward-thinking, attacking player. Morgan Rogers, Eze, any of them. You know, we're getting into the latter stages of the game. We've got a hydration break coming up in a minute. I think that's the time where Thomas Tuchel might look to make some positive changes again. O'Reilly and Saka is all we've seen. I mean, obviously, you've got to give them time to take effect. England rapidly running out of time. Sabrina Rogers. Tuchel's a shit manager. Say it how you mean it. Kane with a strike. Oh, good effort. That was better. Harry Kane, big chance. Edge of the box, hits it low. Good save. Pickford's very lucky there, says Reese. That's a free kick all day long. Pickford's a dirty bastard. Pickford's so rash, even as an Evertonian, I'll say it. Yeah, it's not really his thing, is it? Sweeper keeper. Here's Nico O'Reilly. Magnus, I think Mainu might be the solution. He can open up the box. Just need to move the ball quicker. Saka. And it goes backwards again. This is it. This is the frustration. Saka's not the player you want. Madueke, you might have been better off keeping over there and bringing on someone who can really drive at that fullback. Saka's not the one you want on the pitch. You need Saka when you've got space to operate in. I don't think Saka's that player. I think that was the wrong change. Rodgers on, Anderson off for me. Here's Madueke, good ball in, far post. That's a big chance at the back stick, and it's Bukayo Saka. Should do better there, I think. Wonderful play again from Madueke, who for me, again, I keep saying it, he's had the most criticism, but he's probably been England's player of the tournament. The most criticism, and it is, there you go, there's the hydration break. Gibby, man subbed out Gordon and put Madueke left wing instead of subbing on Rashford. I still think we will see Rashford. Semenyo's still going at the ref for that Pickford foul. Still think he's unlucky. Callum, please, someone show me how England win this competition without luck. Well, yeah, that's a very fair shout. Lots of new faces in the tavern tonight, by the way. If you're new around here, please do click like and subscribe. If you want to see more of these games popping up on your home feed, if you want to see more of them popping up on your timeline, make sure you've liked, make sure you've followed. Key Thomas, Matchday Tavern. It's a brand new channel we've created just a few weeks ago. Marching on towards 1,000 subs already. Hydration break, sponsored by Trump's hairstyle. Magnus says Rashford should have been subbed on for Gordon and Saka should stay on the bench. I mean, I've no problem with Saka coming on. I don't think it was the best change, really, that for Gordon off and Saka on. All it's going to do is narrow the pitch up even more. We need width. We need width, and Reece James is not going to give you that width. One shot on target is crazy, says Stephen. No, we've had more than one. We have had more than one. I think we've hit the goalkeeper's made 2 or 3 saves so far, but only one in the second half, admittedly. Yeah, 2 shots on target, sorry. Pete says it's a good job England fans are at the pub. They need to get pissed watching this, and seismically, Ghana aren't going to be able to keep it up. They're exhausted. Is that the tactic? Is that the tactic, to keep just wearing them down? Just keep passing around them, keep them chasing shadows in this heat? That's a big, bold plan, that. Julius, key thoughts on Spence not shaking Partey's hand? I've honestly, mate, it's up to them. If they want to shake their hands, they can shake their hands. If they don't want to shake their hands, then that's up to them. That's up to them. I would say it's a little bit hypocritical, personally. I would say it's a bit hypocritical. Callum says not bringing Foden or Palmer is so stupid. I mean, Palmer is due to surgery. Palmer needs surgery. He's not fit. Eze and Rodgers about to come on. Right, this is it. Bellingham off, Eze on, Rodgers on. This is the last roll of the dice. I disagree. I don't think it is due to, Ghana being exhausted and England trying to just pass them off the pitch. Elliot Anderson's off, Bellingham's off, Eze and Rodgers on. That's 2 positive changes. 20 minutes or so left. England really need to kick on here. This is a huge moment in the game. Huge, huge moment. Big last 20. 2 goals needed as far as I'm concerned. 1 goal's not enough. I need 2. I need England and over 1.5 goals. Or I am banging trouble. Ryan should have brought one of them on at half-time. You would have expected them to be a little bit more forthright, wouldn't you? You'd have hoped that maybe Tuchel would have made some changes earlier, because we could all see it at half-time. It's not improved, has it? This is much of what we've seen in the first half. It's really not improved, I don't think. Here's Eze. Inside to Nico O'Reilly. O'Reilly to Rice. Tell you what, if Morgan Rodgers does move to Arsenal, this is a very, very Arsenal-heavy side now. Madueke, Rice, Saka, Eze, Rodgers, all on the pitch. Saka. Too predictable, and he's getting doubled up on. And England are running down blind corridors here. Rodgers does well. Good effort. Gets the corner. Good stuff, that, Rodgers. That's better. Direct. Really direct running. Need more of that. Need lots more of that, England. And that probably should have been a goal kick. And I think it will get chalked off, that now. That's probably going to get chalked off as a goal kick. Callum says, Key, do you think Madrid sign Elise in the end? What do you think? Front 3 and Vinny, Mbappe, Elise would be. No, I think Salah's going to Madrid, mate. Pretty confident Salah's going to Madrid. Rodgers has done more than Jude already. Here we go. Corner kick for England. Saka. Got to stand it up. It's going to be a corner, is it? No, goal kick. Goal kick. Poor. This charming Dan says he should have given Partey double middle fingers to his face like Stone Cold Steve Austin. It would have been funny and maybe resulted in a bit of a punch-up to liven up the game. Anything to liven up the game, right? Will says, how are you surviving in England with no AC? I've got AC. Or to some degree, anyway. I've got an AC unit. Adam says Curaçao played more entertaining football. But that's easy, isn't it? When you've got no real defence. Whoever Curaçao play, they're playing a team that's committing loads of bodies forward. England are playing a team here who aren't committing any bodies forward, really. Oh, get up. Get up. He's done nothing to you there. Get up. Get up. Magnus, why don't you support England? You don't want to support Arsenal players, right? No, it's nothing to do with that, mate. I have no issue with Arsenal at all. The reason I live in England, Liverpool fans generally, not people in the northwest of England, it's a cultural thing. People in the northwest of England generally don't follow the national team. Prince Rupert, you missed a great game last night, Key. Up the Norse. Yeah, great result that for Norway. Come on, 70 of you in the chat. Do us a favour. Drop a like. If you've not already. Too easy, that. Magnus, what do you think about the row champ by Norway? Bit cringy. Bit cringy, but again, it's the Viking heritage, so yeah, I get it. I remember Iceland, the Icelandics do the same sort of thing, don't they, where they do the big clap. Can't wait to see Northern Ireland at the Euros in 2028. Hey, that's assuming they get there. That's a foul. Oh no, he's not give it. And now Ghana breaking forward. Big chance this. Huge chance. They're in. They're in. What are you doing? Oh, off the line. Oh, I tell you what. That's going to be offside. I tell you what. England, lucky boys. Eze loses the ball. Ghana break forward. So close to 1-0 there. Prince Rupert, I agree with you, Key. I think it is a bit cringe, to be honest, especially since politicians have started doing it. Adam says they'll be there. We are co-hosts. Yeah, but you've still got to qualify. There's only 2 co-host spots being allowed. So, if England will qualify, but let's say there's a world where Wales and Scotland don't, then in theory Northern Ireland might not qualify for the tournament in which they are hosting. So basically if you don't qualify, then you need one of Wales or Scotland too. That's the only world in which Northern Ireland are qualifying. And maybe they will. Maybe Wales will qualify, maybe Scotland will. They both struggled in recent qualifying. And there'll be a fair few players in Scotland who won't be there, I would imagine. Andy Robertson, maybe McGinn. Quite a few of the older players will have dropped out. Be a different Scotland side then. Wales weren't good enough to make the World Cup, even an expanded World Cup. So I wouldn't put too much stock in Northern Ireland definitely being there. '80th minute. What is going on in this world, honestly? Stood up far post. Saka. Too easy, that England. Come on, they're just lobbing it in the box. There's no real forethought here. There's no strategy. It's an offside. It's so easy. Callum, club over country is very popular these days. As of 20 years ago, it's probably opposite. I think the reason for that, mate, is it's vastly... We are tribal, aren't we? We're all quite tribal as people. And... yeah, nationality has become increasingly diluted. You're seeing players like Declan Rice, for example, Jack Grealish, play for Ireland all the way up to the... even like Elliot Anderson. Elliot Anderson played for Scotland most of his entirety of his youth and then decided to switch to England. So, you know, I think that it's that side of it. It used to be our best against their best. But if you've got Thomas Tuchel managing and you've got players who maybe wouldn't otherwise be English unless they were... It's a career move. They were recruited for England. They're not English per se. They just recruited for England. And that's the same for countries all over the world. So I can understand why some football fans might feel a little bit less sentimental about their national teams. Graham says, all them Norway fans rowing reminded me of discos in the early 80s when Oops Upside Your Head came on. And Scuba says, Ghana's 2 best chances have come from bossing Rice and Eze straight to the floor. Well, here we go. It's going to be is it going to be a corner or a throw-in for England, this? Ryan Tuchel's Madweki is slot Gakpo. How is he still on? That's harsh. Gakpo's done far more than Madweki, and to be fair, Madweki's been brilliant this tournament. As has Gakpo, in fairness. Madweki's been England's best player. I don't know why you're pinning this on Madweki. Madweki's not the problem in this game. Corner-ish free kick. It's a free kick in the far corner for England. Saka puts it in. Terrible free kick. Again, it's just been so poor. I think that's going to be a free kick for Ghana as well. Dreadful from Mark Gay. Michael says ref has been so biased. But that was a foul. That was a foul. It's awful. Liquid Laser. Who still plays with a second striker in this day and age? I mean, at some point you've got to commit. Madweki now finally does come off the pitch. And he's replaced by Marcus Rashford. 83 on the clock. And it's 0-0. England 0, Ghana 0. 83 on the clock. Marcus Rashford with a little wispy beard. Are we going to get a late winner in this one? I think it's fair to say Ghana have been the better side, honestly. Callum says, Key, switch to the blue side of the city. You'd love it. More no glory hunters here. They'd be a pretty poor glory hunter if they supported Everton, wouldn't they? Graham says, what a pile of bilge this game has been. Here's Nico O'Reilly. That's a foul, referee. No, he gets the ball, says the ref. Long ball forward, Pickford. That's better. He's got to be lively, Pickford, and off his line. I think this is only going to be 1-0. If it's going to be 1-0, if it's going to be anything at all, if it's going to be a win, it's going to be 1-0. We're not going to get a second goal. So I think that's all. Everything down, unfortunately. I stupidly had England and over 1.5. Absolutely shocking again from England. Out to the left-hand side for Rashford. Can Rashi make something happen? Nico O'Reilly, wonderful play that. That's excellent defensive play. And it's a free kick for Ghana. That's wonderful play. Faris says Rashford is not fit. He picked up an injury against Croatia. Well, he's just took out Kamaldeen Suleimana there. This charming Dan says that Urenki looks like some player. Wouldn't mind having him at Sunderland. He's exactly, mate. I've been saying this. I've been banging the drum about Urenki for ages. And Fatawu, sorry. Not Suleimana. Fatawu at Leicester. Urenki and Fatawu. They are the bright futures, the great white hope of Ghana. Pete, Ireland did the same when Jack Charlton was in charge. How many of them were Irish? Well, he tried to recruit Steve Bruce, didn't he? Because Steve Bruce wasn't getting a game for England. And he tried to get him to come and play for Ireland at the 94 World Cup. And Alex Ferguson said, no, you're not going. AF, what team do you support? I'm a Liverpool fan, mate. Swung in. That was a better ball from Rashford. We're already seeing better quality. Here's Saka. Gotta hit it. Oh, good effort. And a good save from the keeper, Asare there. Rashford. We're finally working the keeper. That's something. That is something. Good ball in. Oh, edge of the box. KANE. Stood it up. KANE off the bar. It must be. Oh my God, how have you missed it? Harry Kane, you absolute donut. It's a huge miss. Oh no, how's he missed it? How's he missed it? Oh, what an absolute donkey. Nico O'Reilly puts it on the crossbar and it falls to the one man you'd want. 6 yards out, no one around him. Harry Kane hit the target, it's 1-0, and he skies it over the bar. Oh, that's such an awful, awful miss. A dreadful miss from the best player in the world, arguably. Put it on a plate for Harry Kane, and he skies it. Couldn't hit a cow's arse with a banjo, says Graham. I think that's charitable. Dreadful, truly dreadful that from Harry Kane. Callum says the ball's just landed in my backyard. Richard, it's that curse. It is. It is. It's the Ghanaian witch doctors. The Ghanaian witch doctor said before the game, didn't he? He said, I'm not going to let Harry Kane do his thing. The curse strikes again. Callum, Tierno Barry would have scored that. Oh, Tierno Barry would have done a little scorpion kick and put it in the net. Wonderful player. Yeah, he'd be a very good player for the Prem. Couldn't agree more, Dan. Maybe another one of the African contingent at Sunderland. Imagine him alongside Siddiqui and Diarra in that midfield. My goodness me. Mr. Al-Shamari, my 0-0 prediction was on point, wasn't it, Key? I can't argue here, mate. Can't argue here. Ryan O'Reilly is a crossing overload cheat code. I don't know how he keeps winning them. He's so good in the air, isn't he? Absolutely fantastic in the air. Game's getting a little bit stretched now. It might suit England in the final few minutes. Traditionally, that was done with ashes. Now they've whipped out the baby powder. Lord save me. Here we go. Final few minutes here. Can we get a late winner? Got 90 seconds of normal time. I would imagine there's probably going to be about 7, maybe even 8 minutes added on for injury time. We had those hydration breaks. And a couple of stoppages. Nothing major. Rashford with a poor ball in, wins the second header, and the ref gives a free kick. It's so frustrating. So frustrating, but it is the right decision. I can't really argue with it. It is the right decision. Quick reminder, we are live tomorrow, by the way, live tomorrow for 2 more games. Switzerland against Canada. We'll see who tops the group. That's the final game in that group. They will play, and at the same time, Qatar will play Bosnia. So both Qatar and Bosnia have an outside chance of making the 3rd place. Both go into that one on 1 point. But obviously, Switzerland and Canada fighting it out, duking it out for the top spot. Ghana over the bar, pour that one. So we've got Switzerland versus Canada tomorrow at 8 o'clock. And then once that one finishes, Scotland versus Brazil. Hopefully you'll join me for it. If you're going to, make sure you've clicked up here. Make sure you've followed Key Thomas, the Matchday Tavern. I'm live over on YouTube as well. Hopefully you'll come and check me out. Key, I was just thinking the same thing. Hopefully he's on our list this summer. Yeah, Yerenki to the Premier League. It is 6 added minutes. 6 added minutes. Callum, are you doing the next game? No, not doing Croatia-Panama. I'm going to give Croatia-Panama a miss. As I'm also going to give... it's Colombia as well, isn't it? It's Colombia-Congo at 3 a.m. I'm going to skip those 2. And I'm back at it tomorrow for Scotland, Brazil, and Canada, Switzerland. See if the hosts can secure their pathway through. England down the right-hand side. Good ball in. Far post. It's going to be a corner. Cleared away. Hanging on a little bit here, Ghana. Still can't get out of me mind here. I can't get out of my head. That horrible KANE miss. 6 yards out. He's got to do it. Callum says Colombia wins. They are through first, right? No, not necessarily, because they'd still have to play Portugal. And Portugal could, in theory, if they lose... Yeah, if Portugal were to beat Colombia on the final day, then they wouldn't be through first. Rice with a corner. Straight out on the far side. Goal kick. Terrible. Absolutely shocking. Dreadful, folks. Dreadful. Tell you what, that fella will be made up, though. The one that backs a draw in every single game. They've had so many chances, man, they're due to score. Oh, you've got far more faith in this England side than I do. I don't think for 1 second this England side are scoring. It's been a really, truly awful performance. Very flat. Very lacking in any sort of inspiration at the top end of the pitch. We've had one big chance fall to us, and it's fell to the one guy you'd have wanted. Harry Kane skies it over the bar. It's just not been good enough. Sir Meep, this game called for Mainu 30 plus minutes ago. Could you be a Man United fan by any chance, Sir Meep? I realise I might be stretching the truth a little bit here, but something tells me you're a United fan. Because I don't think Kobbie Mainu makes a blind bit of difference to this game. Declan Rice with a corner. Hung up to the far post. Eze, header, off the line, and back out for a corner. Oh. May as well bring Southgate back. Scuba says O'Reilly had the header off the bar. That was really unlucky. Yeah, it was, but then it falls to KANE. Falls to KANE. I am, but hear me out. The game's a physical Route 1 and overlaps aren't going to work. So go on, what's Kobbie Mainu going to do that's different? What's Kobbie Mainu going to do that Morgan Rogers and Declan Rice already aren't? And that Jude Bellingham and Elliot Anderson didn't? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's your own inherent Man United biases creeping in there, Sir Meep. We got 2 minutes left. Declan Rice, 30 yards out. Hung up. Ghana clear it away. Too easy. Far too easy. Callum says Ghana would do more. He has eagle eye and showed it for us last season. Yeah, I mean, Ghana... James, listen, Kobbie Mainoo's very good. I just don't think he makes a blind bit of difference in a game like this. I don't think this is his game at all. Eze, too easy. Saka, that's going to be a corner kick for England. 2 minutes left. We're in the last dying embers of this game. 2 minutes to go. England 0, Ghana 0. Are we going to get a late winner? Are we going to get a late winner? Hit like, hit subscribe. Let me know if you think we're going to get a winner. Put it in the chat. Do you think we get a late winner? 90 seconds. It's going to be an outswinger from Declan Rice, right-footed. Everyone forward. It'll be typical England to win it. Nae chance, says Tartanami. Nae chance. Look at the England fans giving it that. You've no chance. Ghana have made a change. That's the cardinal sin, isn't it? You never ever make a change on a substitute on a corner. Never make a change on a corner. Rule number 1, 2, 3 and 4. Here we go. Corner kick. Declan Rice. Arsenal have done it by set pieces all season. Can England do it as well? Not like that, they can't. Not with them types of crosses. And it's a free kick. Absolutely shocking. Thomas Partey goes down with a grazed fingernail. It's been so poor, hasn't it? It's been absolutely shite. There's no better word for it. An absolute... Oh, Christ. Absolute bucket of shite. Diet England. That's it. Yeah, 30 seconds left. And I'll be amazed if we have another opportunity to get the ball in the box. It's back with Pickford. You're not going to get the ball up the pitch. It's got to be long. It's got to be direct now. And even that's troubling England. I don't even think it's going to cross the halfway line here. It's back with Pickford again. This is humiliating. If the ref blows up here. Long ball forward. And there you go. The ref's blown. It's there. It's full time. It's 0-0. It's a truly... I mean, it's borderline. It is embarrassing. Harry Kane's pointing there and saying, you've got to add more time on. It's Harry. You've had all the time in the world. You've had all the time in the world, son. And you've skied it over the bar in the big moments in the game. The one guy you wanted it to fall to, he skies it over the bar. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. This charming Dan says, Key, I feel sorry for you. You've suffered in this heat for a pissing 0-0 and a shite one to boot. Yeah, a big steaming pile of Tuchel. That was. Let's call it what it is. A big steaming pile of Thomas Tuchel. Andy says, where's the extra time for the sub they used? Listen. England could be playing, this England side could have been playing till tomorrow. Could have been playing till tomorrow night. They wouldn't have scored playing that way. They were garbage. Absolutely shocking. Shocking. Thomas Tuchel ain't going to get far in this tournament if he keeps picking this team. Liquid Laser there for the taking, but Ghana are competent enough to not be mugs then, alas. Honestly, the crazy thing is apart from that one Harry Kane chance, obviously O'Reilly hits the crossbar, Kane skies over the rebound. Ghana had probably the two best chances in the game, didn't they? Ghana had the two best chances. I thought on the counter-attack, they have one off the line. So many times Ghana on the counter looked like they were going to hurt England. Seismically says, was it a penalty for Ghana? No, it wasn't a penalty. There was no penalties in the game. Definitely no penalties. But listen. Rasta says, when these pundits and streamers done with this English squad for this draw to Ghana. Shahid, good night, Key, and everyone in the chat. See you tomorrow, guys. You will, yes. Let's end it there. England 0, Ghana 0. A thoroughly disappointing night. A thoroughly depressing watch. But we enjoyed the chat, didn't we? We had a good laugh and we chatted football throughout. We kept it light. We kept it fun. We had a great quiz at half-time as well, as we always do on the Matchday Tavern. We always make these games, even when it's a boring 0-0, we always have a laugh. We talk about different things. We talk about not just the World Cup, but we talk about what's going to happen with Man United and Liverpool and Chelsea and City in the 115. What's going to happen with Arsenal, the transfer rumours throughout the season. Whether or not Mourinho will thrive at Real Madrid. We've had all this stuff. And we'll talk it all out as the game's going on. If that's your type of thing, hit like, hit subscribe. You'll see more of these watch-alongs popping up. But otherwise, a big thank you to everyone in the chat. Make sure you hit like on your way out. And I will see you all tomorrow for Sunderland versus... Sunderland! Christ, my head's fried now with the heat. Sunderland at this World Cup. Switzerland versus Canada. Switzerland versus Canada tomorrow, 8 p.m. And then after it, Scotland versus Brazil. Scotty Botland against Brazil. Let's see how those two fare. Maybe they'll be better than this one. I think it'd be very difficult for them to fail to be better than this. Have a good night, everyone. Take it easy. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a nice night. Ta-da.